send this up, and we're gonna draw 3 prize cards right away using Gmax One Blow for the knockout. That's absolutely huge. Boom, there's that knockout. You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it. Yo, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the channel, Zach Lesage here. Today we are going to be covering over Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. Now, while I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of this deck, Single Strike Urshifu VMAX is still a strong contender in the format, and my personal beliefs don't necessarily allow, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on with all available decks in the format. Don't let my bias as a player get to you if you are a fan of this deck. Gmax One Blow is pretty much the reason why we play this deck. You have 270 damage, you can go through anything like Duraludon VMAX, and with a few Single Strike energies, you can pretty much knock out anything. You can attack with a lower Single Strike Urshifu V to go against things like Gengar VMAX, or maybe even a Jolteon VMAX. Those are really things that are weak to fighting, and that makes it pretty relevant. The other half of this deck is playing Umbreon VMAX. Umbreon VMAX can gust up whatever you want, like a boss's orders, so you have access to Dark Signal, you can gust up whatever you want. Max Darkness does hit the popular Mew VMAX deck for weakness, so it seems pretty cool there. So in this video, we will be covering over the deck profile of this deck, explaining what my most current list is, how to play this deck, etc, etc. I'm not sure if we're going to get through 1 or 2 games, but we'll see exactly how that goes. The list is in the description. You can copy and paste it right into PTCGO to play along, and by all means give this video a thumbs up. It helps boost the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel so we can get to 10K super quick, and let's jump into this video. Alright, here you have it, Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. So this is my list, and like I said, the list is in the description. If you need any of these cards on PTCGO, you can go to PTCGOstore.com, plug in code ZLesage5, you can find that code in the description as well to save 5% on your order, or if you want to pick up some Brilliant Stars stuff coming up soon, that's also good too. It also helps support me as a content creator. That being said, this deck is kind of reliant on Houndoom Single Strike Roar. You're accelerating energies to the proper Pokemon to attack to in each matchup. So if you're playing Single Strike Urshifu V against Mew, you're probably doing it wrong because it's weak to Psychic. Same thing that if you're attacking against a Leafeon with an Umbreon V, this Pokemon's weak to Grass. Look at the weakness, look at what your opponent's weak to, choose the appropriate Pokemon. One thing that I see a lot of players doing wrong with this deck is that they're always aiming to attack with VMAX Pokemon, and sometimes you do not need to attack with VMAX Pokemon. Umbreon V is more than capable of an attacker. I mean, Single Strike Urshifu V is more than capable of an attacker. Impact Blow can one-shot a Gengar VMAX, and Beatdown does not. So do you really want to pitch all your energies, or do you really want to hold on to them and lower your HP or your prize cards and stuff like that? Like, there's advantages to evolving, and there's disadvantages as well. Like, it's one of those things, you got to always understand what's going on with your board state. Keep that as a question in the back of your mind while you're playing. I also see players underutilizing Houndoom. Houndoom's a capable attacker. With 2 Single Strike energies, Single Strike allows you to have more damage done. You do additional plus 20. It counts as fighting or dark, so it works out great for this deck. This can do 90 damage times 2 against a Mew V, getting a knockout on a Mew V. As a single prize card Pokemon, it sounds really good, right? So I think that part's really cool. We also have Morpeko. This is a card that I've put in and out of the deck. Now that players are actually taking Oricorio out of their Mew decks, Explosive Discontent with 2 Single Strike energies. It takes the 2 damage counters both times from the Houndoom, putting it at 4 damage counters. You could have 120 damage, or you could have 40 damage on you. So you're doing 4 times 3, 120. Plus 2 Single Strike energies, an additional 40. So you're doing 160 damage times 2 against a Mew VMAX. So a single prize card Pokemon can knock out a Mew VMAX for only 2 energies. I think Morpeko's a cool tech. So basically cycle through your attackers. Umbreon's a decent attacker, but it's not necessarily the best. Umbreon's more or less for Gust. You have this is a kind of a moderate attacker. It does more than Umbreon's 160, and you also can do Gmax One Blow against anything, including Duraludon VMAX and Zamazenta V. Everything else in the list is pretty standard. There's like some cards where Urn of Vitality can get back your Single Strike energies. Tower of Darkness can pitch away things to be extra draw. We also have access to one Tool Jammer when it comes to this deck to just kind of stop anything that might be coming in play, like Elemental Badge or Cape of Toughness. It's not a bad tech by any means. So you want to what? Let's jump into some gameplay, see exactly what we have going on with this deck, and see if we could get a couple of wins under our belt. Okay, so we got a pretty decent start here. I think I really like starting with Houndour in unknown cases. I don't really see there being an issue starting with Umbreon either. just in case our opponent does anything. But you want to what? Just in case they are playing something like Single Strike Mirror, we don't want to just start with something like Umbreon. We'll see exactly what we run into. I'm honestly not sure. So starting with Houndour, typically an easier start. It looks like we're probably playing against Duraludon VMAX, or we're playing against some kind of Zacian Zamazenta deck. I mean, honestly, not a bad start. Okay, Corviknight. Corviknight's something that we probably just want to OHKO. So large amount of HP or VMAX Pokemon, something I typically want to vibe out with a Single Strike Urshifu V. Now, they might be trying to do some kind of clutch strategy, so we'll have to see how that plays out for them. Let's go ahead and put this down, put this down. We're going to go ahead, Quick Ball away. Probably going to go Marnie here. I don't think we need to be like playing this too much. It's just one of those things where I want to go for the knockout with the Single Strike Urshifu. We could have totally checked through the deck there. That's my bad. Be sure to check through your deck while you're playing things out. But at the same time, like, I'm too focused on just like not doing too much this turn. We could always search out next turn with Evolution Incense to make sure we're all good. Let's go ahead here and pass. So I think we're kind of chilling overall. They might just go clutch, and we might be able to go evolve Air Balloon, or however it works out. They're gonna have 320 HP, absolutely vibing. You can see prevent all effects of your opponent's abilities done to this Pokemon. We don't need to worry about it. There's the clutch, 430. So we are in a relatively powerful turn. So let's go ahead and evolve here so that we can get out of the active. Let's go Air Balloon. Let's go ahead, attach here. Let's go Evolution Incense. And we do want to get the Single Strike Urshifu. You can see that we do have all the energies. We have all the Houndoom stuff. So we have a higher chance of getting the Houndooms off the research than we do of the Single Strike Urshifu. That's why we are going this route. So let's go ahead, evolve here. I'm also going to thin through my deck with the Single Strike Roar. I think that sounds like a solid strat. So let's go ahead, catch that energy there, and we are one energy away, one Houndoom away from getting a knockout, because we could actually get out of the active spot because we evolved, getting around the limitations of clutch. So we actually are going to be able to get it. That's sick. Let's go ahead, put another Houndour down. I might as well see if we can get something with the Great Ball first. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to save that for later, just in case we need it for like another turn, or we're also going to keep a bench space open if we really need to. Let's go Single Strike Roar. Rip this energy up. I don't think we want to be like knocking out anything else. Like we're doing 180 with beatdown. Can't really do too much there. So let's go ahead, retreat, send this up, and we're gonna draw 3 prize cards right away using Gmax One Blow for the knockout. That's absolutely huge. Boom, there's that knockout, getting everything all set up. 350 damage, really cannot be beat. So really, we're going to be looking for Urna Vitalities for the rest of the game. If our opponent decides to go with another Corviknight, they might just struggle a little bit with it. So let's see exactly what's going on here. They might just attack us with the Zacian as well. Like, I'm not entirely sure. The fact that they put this down, maybe not their best plan. Like, they might just struggle a lot. We could also just go switch knockout with an Umbreon VMAX. Like, we have a lot of good things going for us. The Urna Vitality is absolutely amazing. Okay, cool. We're gonna get confused. That's fine. 220 puts us at 260. So we still have a little bit of things going here for us. So there is the boss's orders. We are gonna struggle here a little bit. I don't want to necessarily retreat this. We only have access to double Houndoom. So it is one of those things where I'm probably just going to end up retreating. Or actually not retreating. I think we're going to go with Urna Vitality for one. Let's just go with both Urna Vitalities. Yeah, the Marnie there is not really helping us out. One thing that I do want to say about this deck, it can just clunk up a whole bunch. So maybe just maybe we want to go capture energy and powering up one of those energies. So yeah, let's go ahead here and we only have the 2. That's the issue. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I want to actually attach this energy. I'm probably going to end up attaching it to the Umbreon V, and just searching my deck for a Single Strike Urshifu V. I think that might be a little bit of a better strategy. I will be able to power up 1 energy on that Pokemon as well, just in case anything happens to this active. So now we can attach 2 and maybe get a knockout on this Zacian. So let's go ahead here and pass. Fingers crossed that our opponent does not have boss's orders and bring this up, or anything else could just be a little bit awkward. We want to be able to find a way to knock out this Zacian and get through their Corviknights. And they're, I mean, we'll see how it goes. The fact that they're benching a Zamazenta also just makes this easier for us, because we could always attack with Single Strike Urshifu V against this, knock that out, or attack with the Zacian. Like, I think our opponent's just giving us more options, especially with the Marnie there. Our hand was not good, and they're just going to go Intrepid Sword, so I think we're in an actually great spot. They've already used, I think, a Metal Saucer as well. So at this point, I'm fine to just... probably fine. I don't want to know if I actually want to attack with that one. It may be a little bit tough for us. I want to get the knockout just with the Single Strike Urshifu V there first. So let's go Single Strike Roar first. I think that sounds like a great plan. We want to get those energies out of the deck so we have a higher chance of hitting with the Great Ball. So let's go Single Strike, cool. Let's go ahead, put that out like that. We are going to go for Great Ball. We did hit the Houndoom, so we do have all 3, like we have our Houndooms. This is kind of like an ideal board state. We could get by with 1 less, or 1 less one of these attackers, but I think we're still pretty good. When it comes to knocking out things, I think I'm fine just knocking out the Zacian. Now, if we do attack with the Single Strike Urshifu V, we might just lose that Pokemon. I think I'm almost okay with that, so I am going to go for Professor's Research and pitch this hand away. I don't think it's going to be necessarily worthwhile, considering I think we still have a lot of other options to discard for Tower of Darkness afterwards. So we're looking for Switch. That's really the big card that we're looking for here. Let's go for Tower of Darkness. I know we're not going to use a Houndoom. We did not find Switch. That's really going to be difficult for us to deal with. Don't know where our switches are because we have not played them. So we might be struggling to get out of the active, and our opponent might just be able to go boss's orders. So we're gonna go pass. It's really unfortunate because like we're just not getting necessarily strong draws. I think we're playing this one relatively well. It's just if you're not gonna get the cards you want, you're not gonna get the cards you want in a boss. Yeah, there's the boss's orders. That's such a huge yikes for us. Now we gotta find other Urn of Vitalities in order just to get set up. It's going to be really tough for us. At least we have free retreat going into this turn, so really not too bad, although we won't necessarily have the benefit of attacking. Like, we want to be able to do 220. We need to get 3 single strike energies onto our Pokemon, and we only have access to 1 in the deck, so that could be a huge issue for us. So if it comes out to anything else, I'm probably just going to go ahead, put down this Umbreon. Actually, do we want to put that Umbreon down? I think I'm going to go ahead and put a Capture Energy onto... If we Single Strike Roar to that one, we just have to go 3 energies. Yeah, so let's go ahead, Single Strike Roar. We will do there. We do want to get one of our Urns, so we have to get our Urn out of the deck in order to kind of jump back into this game. I think that's the biggest point that we have to make here. So let's go Tower of Darkness as well. Or not Tower of Darkness, Tool Jammer. Let's go ahead and Evolution Incense. Just yanking things out of the deck. We cannot evolve this because we want to be able to try to knock out this Zamazenta at some point, because we do know that we have an Urn in our prize cards. And we do need to get to the 220, so we do need the other 2. So let's go ahead here and I think Marnie sounds like the best possible thing that we can do. So let's go Marnie. We are going to keep that space open for potential Crobats, but we really need Urn here. Not a great chance of getting the Urn. We're really struggling this game. Just kind of get whatever we're looking for. But let's go Tower of Darkness. We still have an opportunity to get it. We also have access to the Quick Ball. Maybe we should have done the Quick Ball beforehand, but I think we could still waste some other cards from our hand. So let's go ahead, do this. Search your deck for Crobats. We can go ahead, play that down. We could also go ahead and go Capture Energy. Just wasting that from our hand because we're only looking for the Urn. So let's go Crobats, search your deck. There's the Urn of Vitality. So again, we are like really kind of struggling through this game, but we do have opportunities to kind of bring it back. So let's go ahead, let's go Single Strike Roar, attaching the energy here. And we are going to go for our other Single Strike Roar onto that Pokemon as well. So right now we're able to get the knockout on the Zacian, putting us down to 1 prize card left. So let's go ahead and Moonlight Blade, 220 knockouts. This also can go through Zamazenta. It's just Zamazenta has 230, so we need to earn a Vitality out of our discard pile, or prize cards, I should say, and then we were probably chilling to get it. So at this point, our opponent would have to... I think we're good as long as our opponent does not Marnie us or play Raihan. Fingers crossed here, chat. Let us know in the comments, is Zach making it out this game alive? I know our deck's clunked up a little bit. We had a few near misses or complete misses, but we are trying to bring it back. So no Raihan there. Are we going to see Metal Saucer Energy switch? Or Air Balloon or something? Okay, so it looks like we're probably good. They actually just brought up the Pokemon, so we don't even have to play our boss. Let's go earn a Vitality. We are going to put that back. We're going to give our opponent the Well Played, going ahead for the Single Strike Roar, and we would have been hitting for 240, taking the dub. So we won the coin flip. That's absolutely sick. Would we like to go first? Yeah, I think this is a deck that I'm pretty content with going first with. We can evolve our Houndour into a Pokemon. It's kind of like, I think we can just want to get our Houndours evolved into Houndooms relatively quickly, and then we can attack with our basic Pokemon. That's why I like playing it so much. There are some lists that I see that play Battle VIP Pass. I'm not a personal fan of Battle VIP Pass when it comes to this deck, so we'll have to see. It looks like our opponent's either playing Rapid Strike or they're playing Inteleon VMAX. So I guess we're going to start off here really just by getting out our Houndours quickly. So we're going to start off by doing a quick search with Quick Ball. I think we can get away with discarding a Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. We do want to have a good look through the deck, so we can see that like we prized a Houndour. We can see that we have all of our Houndooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like look through your prize cards, see exactly what's going on. We have all of our Single Strike energies. You could do a little bit more of a thorough search if you're playing, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to kind of vibe out here. I am going to go ahead and go capture energy. So a lot of the cases you do not need to have a Single Strike or an Umbreon on field turn 1. I'm totally cool with this start. So as long as we kind of get into a Pokemon or top deck into something, I think we have a lot of opportunities to kind of attack next turn. Even attacking with Houndoom against a Sobble is completely valid, depending on what your opponent's playing. So they might just be going Call for Family. Again, I can't tell if they're playing Rapid Strike Urshifu or Inteleon, or... Okay, so it is Rapid Strike Melanie is what it looks like. Might be a little bit difficult for us because we're going to have all of our Houndooms, or our Houndours are very capable of losing to Gmax Rapid Flow, but we will see how that plays out as we kind of get set up here. So yeah, they got a really good setup turn 1. We are going to go with Great Ball. So this case, we're going to go Great Ball first. Remember, you got to kind of make a argument for what you're kind of searching for. I think we're looking for a Houndoom. Houndoom looks great. I think we probably want to go Houndoom on the active so we can actually get a knockout this turn. Since we are not looking for Single Strike energies by any means, and we're just looking for other Houndooms so that we are evading the Gmax Rapid Strike or Gmax, whatever, Rapid Flow, we will be using Single Strike Roar first. Again, consider what you're searching for. If you needed an energy, it's better to not do it first. If you need otherwise, you gotta play it on a turn-by-turn situation. So we're gonna go Marnie here. We probably want to get a Single Strike Urshifu V set up at some point. That'd be really good for us. I think at this point we want to actually use Tower of Darkness to pitch Tower of Darkness away. I really like all the cards in our hands. Some peeps might go for the Houndoom first. I'm actually trying to keep the Houndooms in my deck so I have a higher chance of getting Houndoom. So let's go Tower of Darkness, pitch away Tower of Darkness. And we didn't really get another Houndoom, but that's completely fine. We can go Evolution Incense, search your deck for this Houndoom. Now, the only thing that's tough is if our opponent goes Melanie, Rapid Strike, Evolve, we might struggle a little bit here. Because they might be able to knock out this and this, leaving us relatively optionless. So I will go Single Strike Roar first to this Umbreon V, just so we have some opportunities. I'm going to keep everything else in our hands, and I'm going to go ahead and Darkness Fang for 70 damage. So we are going to be taking a knockout on the Sobble in a unique way. A lot of things where a lot of peeps might have went for like one of the Umbreons or the Urshifus turn 1. I think it's really good to kind of get the Houndooms rolling. And if our opponent, again, if they just go like Rapid Strike Energy Melanie, yeah, we're going to struggle a little bit. Like, that is completely, it's not the best matchup in the world. And that's why I'm not necessarily the biggest single strike fan right now. I think that this deck takes moderate matchups or sometimes struggles against a lot of other decks. If they have Drizzile, we're probably just getting knocked out. This Houndoom and this Houndour. If our opponent selects correctly with Gmax Rapid Flow, that is. So there's their Rapid Strike Energy. To me, yeah, there's their Drizzile. So we're probably going to lose 2 Pokemon this turn. Really looking like a tough game for us. But we'll definitely try our best here. And like, I'm going to show you the good. I'm going to show you the bad, the ugly. The one thing that I don't like showing is just games that are like, I just dead drew, and that doesn't show you anything, right? Like, I want to show you what a real game looks like when it comes to playing this deck. And just giving you reasoning. I mean, I'm not always going to be able to play perfect, but it is one of those things where I do want to help players grow and kind of share my thought process. Especially as we jump back in real life events, or if you're not necessarily into that, we still have my late night series event on top of other online events. I do want to throw that out while our opponent's playing this turn, and it's looking a little bit tough. 150. Oh, they might get the Passimian too and knock just out our Umbreon on the bench. It is one of those things where I do offer coaching on metafy.gg/@ZachLesage. You can check that link out in the description. See exactly what's going on there. Yeah, I don't really know if we have like a great option. I think we might actually just try to knock out this Urshifu. So before we go with anything, we're going to go with Great Ball. Yeah, I think we want to go Urshifu and then try to knock out this with a single strike Urshifu VMAX or something the following turn. So let's go like this. Morpeko's not really going to do anything, but we could probably grab it out of our hand to pitch away. Let's go, since we're looking for Houndoom, we are going to go for single strike Roar here. Always double check your HP because we could have really screwed that one up, but that's okay. We are going to go like this. We are going to bring this up. So with 3 single strike energies, we are able to knock this out. And we're going to try to knock this out the following turn if we do get that as an opportunity. Our opponent should only be able to draw 4 prize cards next turn if they are able to get the full kind of everything. So let's go. Do I want to do Tower of Darkness first or after? I think we might actually just go with Air Balloon. We still haven't retreated yet, so let's give ourselves some extra option in case we do not want to attack with that. Let's just go for Research. We did get another single strike energy, so that's really not too bad. We do have 1 single strike energy in the discard pile, so we can just start building up this Pokemon. Let's go ahead, attach there. Let's go earn. Let's go power up this Pokemon because our opponent, we know that they can only do like limited amount of damage to that single strike or to that Urshifu. So let's go single strike Roar. Let's power it up. I mean, it is possible that our opponent does knock out both with telescopic sights, but there's only so much that we can do here. So we are going to go for the max darkness. And I think we're just vibing. Like, I think we're gonna get a couple prize cards here, putting it down to 3. We're gonna try to go for the Gmax 1 blow on this Pokemon next turn if we somehow find a way to survive it. So with 3 prize cards left, you can see how we've kind of set out the game. I mean, we might struggle here. Our opponent might be able to go Inteleon, ping this, put it down to something else. Like, we'll have to see what our opponent really does here. And that might be difficult for us. Like, our opponent could play this a lot of different ways. They might just be going Melanie, hits, right? Like, I honestly do not know how our opponent's going to play this out. But we will try our absolute best here. It wouldn't have been bad to get another, like, Umbreon down, just so that we could have maybe brought something up. But again, it just puts us in a similar position as is. I don't know. It's one of those things where knocking out the Octillery is not a bad idea either because of Rapid Strike Search. But let's just hope that our opponent doesn't knock out a Houndoom, or that they do not knock out the single strike Urshifu V. Now, they can do 180 damage to this Pokemon if they do have the Passimian. So they could do the 120 plus 30 plus Passimian. They might be able to get it, and they've already played like some cards. I don't know. It's one of those things where we'll have to see how it plays out for our opponent here. So there's that. Fingers crossed. I think they're just kind of trying to go through as much of the deck. They need to get Inteleon with quick shooting, and they also need to get Passimian in order to win the game this turn, if I'm doing my math correctly. So there's quick shooting. Do they have Passimian? Looks like they're probably going to get it. So yeah, there's the Passimian. We'll give our opponent the Well Played. So they're doing 180 damage to our bench Single Strike Urshifu V. They're probably going to go Quick Shooting on it as well. Yep. So they're going to be able to draw all 5 prize cards this turn. Maybe we shouldn't have done Single Strike Roar, but it also took away our opportunities to do anything else. Our opponent got a decent setup, and it's not necessarily the best matchup, but it does show you how to play this deck and kind of think through it. And that's what we got going on for this video today. As you can see, Houndoom is a lot more important when it comes down to it, and managing energies with Single Strike Roar, those damage counter placements, understanding how many pieces are in your deck. We had a few close calls when it came down to it, but it is one of those things where Single Strike is a almost a needlessly complex deck to be playing. So kind of my thoughts on the deck are, it doesn't necessarily hit for damage as much as Gengar does. That's one of the reasons why I definitely like put Single Strike a peg lower than I probably would, or a notch lower, or anything else like that. But it is one of those things where it is relatively strong. You still have hands that can brick up, as you can see. Like, no matter what I did, no matter how well you sequence, you can struggle with this deck. And that's not to say I always sequence perfectly, or even in this video that I always play perfectly. I think I can still become a much better player and grow. It is one of those things that where sometimes no matter what you do when it comes to playing this deck will be Brick City, a pile of cards. And that's one thing that worries me about Single Strike. Are you playing Pokemon on hard mode? Because if Gengar's a better performing deck with less players playing the deck than Single Strike, then it's probably the better Single Strike variant. And so if you're not playing the better Single Strike variant, why are you not playing a Jolteon or Mew, which are the first and second best deck? Gengar's the third best deck. Single Strike falls into the 5, 6, 7 range depending on the week. So while I do think this deck is cool, it is one thing that I don't necessarily give my stamp of approval Zach thumbs up on. I think it's worthwhile if you like playing the deck, if you know what you're doing with the deck, but I do think there are better combinations of cards. This deck really relies on being fighting and dark type in order to gain an advantage over your opponent. Maybe this deck has a slightly better Duraludon matchup, but considering Duraludon's falling out of favor, I think Single Strike's falling out of favor as well. Same thing with Zacian and Zamazenta, that deck's falling out of favor. I think that Single Strike falls out of favor a little bit too. So this deck struggles against some decks in the metagame. It does okay against most of the top decks, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it favorable or favorable enough to make it. It's pretty even against like Mew, and slightly favorable against Jolteon, and probably less than favorable against Gengar. So it's one of those things. Decide if you want to play it, but this is the updated build on it. I know a lot of people like Single Strike Urshifu and Single Strike as a deck, so here it is. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. That being said, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're so close to getting to 10K. I appreciate all the support from everyone lately. And let me know in the comments below what type of videos you want to see. I'm going to be doing a lot more kind of deck profiles. I actually purchased myself one of these, well, kind of purchased. I got it as a birthday present / I pitched in a little bit, but it is one of those things where I'm happy to have my new MacBook Pro for editing, so I'm probably going to be a little bit more on the video grind or trying out some different things. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Like I said, if you want to help support, go to ptcgostore.com/zlesage, or ptcgostore.com, code zlesage5, or you can go to metafy.gg /@ZachLesage to pick up some coaching from me one-on-one if you're looking to improve your gameplay. I'll catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great day. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.